Hello, everybody. We are back here with Bridget, my wingman, my ride or die. She's feeling good and totally not sore at all, right?
Oh, not at all.
Good.
I didn't wake up and feel like a big giant paperweight today.
She didn't feel like a paperweight this morning, and I'm sure you didn't either. So we got some core and balance today. So it's going to be very similar to last week's core and balance workout. All these workouts are very similar to what we did last week. So it's going to be 1 minute on, 20 seconds rest, 2 rounds of each grouping of 3 exercises, and then we rotate over to the next grouping. We got 3 groupings. It's going to be a slow burn here, so it might start off easy, but it'll get more challenging. So our first group of 3 exercises, Bridget's going to show you while you warm up and do some running in place and jumping jacks and stuff.
I'm going to open this here so I can see them too. Okay.
First up, we got bird dogs. So on the ground, on all fours, you're going to extend your opposite leg and arm out. And then bring them both to meet in the center, right under your belly, and then extend back out. We're gonna stay on one side for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna move over to the other side for 30 seconds. So keep that core stable. And next up, we have single leg glute bridge. This time, we're gonna make it a little harder with a dumbbell. So if you didn't use a dumbbell last week, grab something, even if it's something light, just to challenge yourself here. So bring your heels nice and close to your butt. Lift one leg up in line with your other leg, and then we're gonna power those hips up and bring them back down. We're gonna stay on one side for 30 seconds and then move over to the other side. So another exercise where Bridget does it much better than I do. All right, then last one for our first set here, we have bear crawls.
Oh, yay.
Everyone knows bear crawls are my favorites.
Move this down a little bit so they can see what's going on the floor.
A lot going on the floor for this first one. So everyone knows I love bear crawls, but let's go over it one more time here. So we're gonna flip those toes, lift your knees. Your knees are positioned right underneath your hips and your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Back is nice and flat. We're gonna move your opposite arm and leg to move forward, just a teeny tiny step. Perfect. Take maybe 4 or 5 steps forward and then 4 or 5 steps backward. So don't overthink it when you go backwards. We're keeping those knees just an inch above the ground and we're not raising those hips at all. So imagine there's a cup of coffee on your back and we don't want it to spill.
That one might have spilled.
Or a glass of wine. Imagine a glass of wine on your back. We don't want it to spill. We don't waste wine.
Yeah, no, we don't waste wine.
Cheers. All right, so that is our first round of activities here. And yes, I am drinking wine and coaching right now because my back hurts and I can.
Because you can.
I can. It is
You don't need an excuse, Stacy.
Update. I am feeling much better today. So this morning I was really frustrated all morning. I was like, it doesn't feel any better. It feels terrible. We were walking around all day today. We played frisbee golf. I was not playing frisbee because I didn't want to twist through my back. And I felt awful because I'm like, it does not feel any better. This hurts. And then something clicked in the late afternoon and it suddenly felt much better. Like I'm still a long ways from normal, but something happened and my back's like, oh, we should probably work and, act more like the back of a 28-year-old, not an 80-year-old. So we're on the right track here.
Yeah,
making Bridget do too many more videos. All right, so we will get going with those bird dogs up first in 10 seconds. All right, get ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, opposite arm and leg extends. Bring it in. Nice and slow and controlled. Keep that core tight. Also a great exercise for low back stability. So I was kind of thinking of myself when I put this exercise in, which is ironic because I'm not doing it right now. Bridget is. All right, next one. Let's change sides. Looking good there. Remember to exhale as you pull those knees and elbows in. All right, you're in your last 10 seconds here.
Uh-oh. Sounds like something's going on over there.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
The commotion in the background is just Tim getting ice cream.
Oh, I thought it was your cat.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
There's someone else living here who's doing stuff. All right, single leg glute bridge with that dumbbells up next.
3, 2, 1.
All right,
Go.
one leg up in the air, squeeze it up, lower it down. So as high as you can get on this. So you're probably gonna notice one side is gonna be much easier than the other. That's totally normal. Normally we favor one glute over the other, just like we are right-handed or left-handed. So sometimes we kind of tweak out a bit when we have to use them individually. Let's switch sides.
Oh, just in time.
30 seconds came just in time there. This is probably one of my least favorite exercises ever.
Yeah, I'm feeling it from yesterday.
Anyone else feeling it from yesterday? Last 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
All
Rest.
right, now everyone's favorite up next.
Oh gosh.
Bear crawl.
Yay.
Yay. It's not Bear Crawl Tuesday, but we're still doing the bear crawls. That's my thing. All right, get ready, guys. Knees
3,
right under your
2,
hips.
1. Go.
Hands right under your shoulders. Remember, we're not looking to take big steps here. We're not trying to go places very fast. It's nice and slow and controlled. Are your legs still feeling it from yesterday? How are those quads doing?
Oh man. They're like, what are you doing to me?
Stop doing stuff.
Who is this Stacy? Stop listening to her.
Sounds horrible, but your butt has known me for a long time. We've been friends for a while. Remember, a coffee cup on your back or a glass of wine on your back, whichever is more motivating right now.
Oh.
All right, last 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And rest. All right, just one more time through.
Oh, yay.
One more time. Much better than 3 times, right?
What's the first one again?
Bird dog.
Bird dog. I was like, what's the bird dog again?
3, 2, 1. Go.
This one is not so bad, but it does add up after a while.
Yeah, it does. I can really feel it in my hammies and my butt.
My hamstrings are feeling. I can see that your elbow and your knee aren't quite meeting there. Look a little tight.
Yeah, just a little.
All right, last one here, then switch sides.
The first time I didn't really feel the balance aspect of this, but now I kind of do.
Awesome. That's what we want. Your coordination might be feeling a little off here while you do this, especially after we've already done a round. You're getting more tired. Almost there.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right. Single leg glute bridge.
Oops. There.
What?
Oh no, I was just trying to get myself in the film a little bit more.
You're cutting your head off there so we can't see your expression.
1,
You
go.
don't want to see my expression. Oops.
We want to see your look of pain while you do your single leg.
I'm silently cursing at you.
I'm sure everyone doing this at home is not so silently cursing at me. I mean, I curse at myself doing this, and it's pretty not silent. Switch sides.
This one doesn't look bad, and then you're doing it, and you can slowly kind of just feel it all happening.
That's a lot of these, though.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of these exercises, they don't look that bad, they don't seem that bad, but once you roll them all together, they're pretty bad.
That's the understatement of the day.
And rest. All right. Bear crawls, and then we get a little break here. Well, Bridget, you don't get a break, but everyone else gets a break. You have to demo.
Yay. I do not envy your job.
2, 1, go.
It's no wonder it took this long for my back to go out, considering my job.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Well, when being active is your job and all of your hobbies involve being active, you know, it's a matter of time until something goes wrong.
But your chiro said it would get better though, right?
Yes, chiropractor said that take a couple days off, take a couple days easy, and I bounced back within a couple days. So it's feeling a lot better tonight. Like I can stand up from the sitting position without crying. Still looking good on that bear crawl.
3, 2, 1, rest.
Oh,
Although you look very happy to be done with it.
yes. Incredibly. Oh.
All right, everyone. Round 1 is done here. We got that 2 more times, but with different exercises. So take a deep breath and shake it out there, Bridget, because you got some more stuff to demo.
Oops. I'm trying to move it up. There we go. Kind of.
Okay.
Not
So
even close. I'm stalling.
he's stalling. So we got single leg RDLs with a dumbbell here. So grab one dumbbell. We're going to make these single leg RDLs that we did last week a little bit harder. So Bridget's going to be standing on her right leg. Her left leg is going to go back, and she's holding that dumbbell in her left arm. Back stays flat as she hinges forward and then comes back up to standing. So go sideways view here. Even if you're not super flexible, it's okay. I'm not either.
Okay.
So notice how her chest comes forward so that her leg can go back. Kind of like a teeter-totter. If her chest doesn't come forward, her leg doesn't go back. She can have a bend in that front leg and that back leg, but we're really trying to hinge through those hips, and that back is staying flat and everything is squared off. Shoulders squared off, hips squared off. You can tap your toe down in between if you need to, or if you want a little extra challenge, you can hover that leg the whole time. It is up to you. All right. Next up, we got heel drops. So for this one, you're gonna grab that box or a couple.
Don't put the box on your foot.
I used a couple of last week, even though I have a stepper like Bridget does, just because I wanted to replicate what some people might be doing at home. But we're gonna grab that weight and we're going to step on that box. So we're gonna hold that weight up at your chest, stand on your left leg. We're gonna put your right leg out in front, push your hips back and try to come down, tap that heel to the ground, and then push through that standing leg to get back up. We're gonna stay on one side for half for 30 seconds, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. So for those of you who are trying to do a pistol squat but are struggling with it, for those of you who are trying to do a pistol squat and struggling with it, this is gonna help with some of that ankle mobility and hip mobility and all that good stuff. So last one we got for this round is windmills. So put that weight down. We're gonna roll to the ground, arms out to the sides, on your back. We're gonna bring those knees up to about 90 degrees. We're gonna roll them over to one side, about 6 inches to a foot from the ground, keeping your shoulder blades on the ground, and then bring them back up and over to the other side. Just like perfect. Alrighty, so are we all ready to start with that single leg RDL?
Yay!
Yay, Bridget's ready. Are you ready? Grab that weight. Get ready. 10 seconds, we're gonna keep going.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so focus on that balance here. Remember, it's not about how many you can fit in that 30 seconds before we switch to the other leg. It's about focusing on that balance.
Whoa.
And one side is naturally going to be a little bit better than the other. All right, let's switch to the other side. So remember, the leg that is standing, your opposite arm is going to be holding the weight. So notice how she's standing on her left leg, but she's holding that weight in her right hand. That's going to help keep your shoulders square to the ground. It's going to help kind of keep your hips square to the ground as well. So we're not opening up through your hips.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right. Then we're on to the heel drops. So grab your step or your books, whatever you're using. I used less than 6 inches worth of books last week and I still felt this.
3, 2, 1,
all right.
go.
Pick a leg to start on. Stick that leg out in front of you. Push those hips back and then drive through that standing leg to come back up. Keep that core tight. Push through that heel as you come up. It looks easy, but it's really
definitely not.
Switch sides.
Lots of coordination.
Lots of coordination today in general.
So when you have your foot on the standing foot, do you want to put your weight all in your heels or like evenly disperse it?
You don't want it all in your heels so you feel like you're falling backwards, but you would want a lot in your heels so you can drive through your heel to come back up.
3,
if that makes sense.
1.
Yeah.
All right, windmills up next. I have to go on cat mom duty here. Bill, what are you doing? I swear, these cats choose to jump on counters when I'm on a videotape because they're like, oh, mom won't say anything.
They need attention, Stacy.
I know. They're like, Mom, if I'm not featured in the video, then I'm going to be a shithead.
I'm going to puke on the floor.
Hey, at least no one's puking.
That's good.
So if you guys need to make this exercise a little bit harder, you can extend those legs out. So extending them is going to make it harder. If they're completely straight, like your feet are right above your hips, that's going to make it the hardest. So I'm not going to make you do that, Bridget, because I know you don't want to.
No, I'm having trouble keeping my shoulders on the ground.
Oh, well, you're doing a great job. It looks good. You got 10 seconds left.
Yeah, this one looks easy, but then like slow, like if you're
3,
really concentrating on your
1.
getting your core into it, it really
Rest.
does something.
These all look easy, but it adds up. Back to that single leg RDL.
Yay!
Yay. One
I like these
round
ones.
here.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right, remember, whatever leg you're standing on, the opposite arm is holding that weight. So remember to keep that back nice and flat as you come down. We don't want to curve through that spine. Your chest just comes down to parallel, and that dumbbell isn't going to hit the ground here. A lot of people think they want to touch that dumbbell to their toe or reach it to the ground. You don't have to touch. We're just going to parallel here and then back up. Switch sides. I'm very proud of myself today with being able to let you guys know when to switch sides. Normally, I'm really bad at that.
Ooh. Well, I can see that's hard to do when you're doing it yourself too. You're trying to do the exercise and look at the watch and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, rest.
I wish that were the excuse, but sometimes I'm teaching classes and I still can't figure it out. That's why I have, my timer here to call it out. All right, heel drops, ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Looking good. Remember, keep everything squared off. Try not to dip one side down and favor one side as you do this.
Well,
Try to just bend through that knee and press. Work through that quad to get yourself back up. All right, last one here, and then switch sides.
I'm also on a weird angle. I don't know if that made. I probably should have straightened it to the camera.
Oh, you're fine. We can see you. We can see you just fine. So if anyone's on a lower box, I know we're almost at the end of our set, but you can always bring your foot
3,
up, and that'll make it harder.
1, rest.
That was good advice too late.
Well, better than never.
I like to watch workout videos before I do them, so in case someone's doing that, I got them.
3, 2, 1.
All right, windmills. So arms out to the sides, shoulders on the ground. Remember, those legs aren't touching the ground here. We're stopping about 6 inches to a foot above the ground and then squeezing your obliques to get back up. Yeah, for real, most workout videos before I do them, if I do a workout video, I watch it in advance and then I do it. Like, I just want to know what I'm in for.
Yeah, normally I do that too. I'll watch your intros and be like, oh, that's not bad, and then
That's not that bad. I can do this. Womp womp.
it's a whole different story at the end.
You're almost there.
3, 2, 1, rest.
All right, done with round 2.
Yay.
We only got one more of those left.
Okay, what kind of damage are we doing now?
What?
What kind of damage are we doing now, Stacey?
We got some slow climbers. So we did this last week. So we're going to go in plank position. Up on your hands and on your toes. Shoulders are right over your hands. We're going to bring one knee into your chest, really contract those abs, and then bring it back. Bring the other knee in, bring it back. So we're moving nice and slow. Think of this as a slow motion mountain climber. Rather than a cardio exercise, we're turning it into a core exercise. Really exhale and pull that belly button in each time you drive that knee up. Next up, we'll bring it up to our feet. We got running man. We did this one last week, so this should all look familiar. So we're gonna hover that leg as you bring it back. So opposite arm and leg are forward.
Oh yeah, okay.
Leg as you come back, both knees bent, and then drive that knee up as you come to standing, and then bring it back. Opposite.
Oops, it's still bent though.
Stay bent. Yep, you got it. Drive it up, and use those arms kind of like a sprinter. If you were sprinting, your right arm and left leg would be forward.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
in your case,
Yeah.
your right leg.
I'm all messed up.
And then switch arms.
That makes a lot more sense. I was like, what's going on? This is
Coordinating
going
your
wrong.
arms to your legs. So when your left leg is forward and your left leg is the standing leg, your right arm is going to be forward. And then as you go back.
Right, am I doing it right? Right, opposite leg.
Yep, you're doing it.
Okay.
You got it. Sometimes this is easier to explain when I'm doing it myself because I just say what I'm doing. And then last one here, we got 3-point plank. So plank position, we're going to go back to that box or step or pile of books, whatever you're using for your step. We're going to go about a foot to 1.5 foot back from that step. So you got a little bit of distance here. Plank position up on your hands. We're going to reach one hand up, tap that box, and bring it back down. Tap the box with your other hand. So as you plank here, we're trying not to rock through those hips here. So you're trying to stay nice and stable. We're bringing back that glass of wine on your back here. We don't want it to tip over. If you need to make this a bit easier, you can widen out your feet and that'll make it a little easier. If you want to make it harder, then you can bring your feet together. Bridget's like, no, thank you.
Like, I get to move this out just a little bit more.
All right.
Putting my feet against the wall.
Slow
Okay.
numbers. We ready?
Oh, yes.
All right. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So make sure those shoulders stay right over your hands the whole time. You're exhaling and pulling that belly button in with each knee drive. I know none of these moves are very bad on their own, but somehow when you get to this last set, you're like, oh my God, what's happened to me?
Oh my God.
How I felt last week. You're halfway there. So as you're getting tired here, try not to let that butt hike up in the air like she's doing right now. I know what you were doing. You're giving yourself a little brief second of relief. But try not to do that. Try to keep that core nice and tight the whole time. Keep those hands right under those shoulders because you're almost there. Last 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
All right, running man. So up on your feet. Let's see how your balance is. Let's stand on that right leg. We're going to bring that left leg back first.
Okay.
So left leg back, left
3,
arm up.
2, 1, go.
So both knees bend, and then drive it up. Bring it back. Drive it up. Nice and slow and controlled here. Get a good bend in that standing leg. Last one here, then switch sides. I have a feeling I switched sides right on time for you there.
Thank you.
All right, which side's easier?
But my left leg on the ground is easier, surprisingly. We'll find out next round, though.
I noticed that too with me. I think that's my easy side.
1, rest.
All right, and 3
All right.
plank. So back to that platform, whatever you're using as a step, about a foot to a foot and a half away. Plank on your hands and toes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Reach and tap. Try to keep those hips stable here. So squeeze that core and squeeze your obliques to not let anything move. Think of that coffee cup or a glass of wine on your back. Or I don't know, whatever beverage suits your fancy here. It's on your back and you do not want it to spill. I know it's tough. You're halfway there though. Remember, a wide stance here helps. If anyone out there needs a little extra challenge, you can narrow those feet. Hang on to it, Bridget. Hang on to it, girl. You got 10 seconds. You can't quit now.
3, 2.
Yeah.
All right. Only one more time with those. 3 minutes of work. You can do that.
Oh man, I was slipping.
Slow climbers up first. She's pulling out the yoga mat.
3.
Yeah.
All right, slow climber. We got the yoga mat out. Things are getting sweaty. Nice and slow, core tight. Let's pull those hands under your shoulders or pull your shoulders over your hands. Try not to move that upper body back at all as you drive that knee up.
I'm such a bad example on these, Stacy.
It's okay, core is hard. Best you can. Just crank those shoulders right over your hands. Crank them there. There you go, there you go. You only got 20 seconds. Do you want me to sing to you?
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, I can't. Last 10 seconds. Hang on to it. And 4, 3,
2, 1. Rest.
Oh,
right, done with those.
oh man.
How excited are you now for these running mans?
Oh, so excited. I gotta work on my core, Stacy.
I know, me too. That's why we're doing this, right?
2,
Yep.
1, go.
All right, so we got our right leg on the ground. Left leg is going back. Your balance is looking pretty good today.
My core is like, just make this work. Maybe you won't have to do the plank after this.
Oh, but you know that you have to do the plank after this.
Well, don't tell my core that.
Just be good for this balance exercise and you won't have to do the plank.
Ooh.
All right. Oh, I totally forgot to let you do the other side. So I'm going to pause the timer, switch to the other side.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody.
Stacy.
I
I was gonna say that felt like longer than 30 seconds.
shouldn't have said anything earlier about, oh my God, I'm doing such a good job of the timer, because I'm not. I'm not. We got a bonus 15 seconds on each side here. So for those of you who wanted to work on your balance, today's your lucky day.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
All right.
Oh.
3-point plank.
Okay.
Our last minute of work.
If I need a modification, what would it be? Like, I'll do it as far as I can, but I also don't want to like half-ass it on the way out.
Yeah. So go down into your plank position.
1, go.
If you need to modify, you can do a shoulder tap. So hand would go to your opposite shoulder. That should be slightly easier. All right, you're about halfway there.
My hands are slipping so bad.
So you could also go down to your knees, push your hips forward, and then tap. There you go. Perfect modification. And everyone at home is like, thank God she asked.
3, 2, 1.
All right, guess what that means? That means we're done, guys.
Woo.
Feeling over there?
Sweaty. That was a good one.
Good. It's plenty, not as bad as a leg day or a hurricane, but it's a good one. Nice work, everybody. Grab a quick drink of water if you need to. We're going to stretch it out real quick.
Yes, please.
All right, Bridget, you got any favorite exercises you want to do since you're the one who's on the ground doing them?
I always like the child's pose. That like gets a lot of things.
All right, we can start in child's pose then. All right, so in child's pose, try to keep those knees wide, toes together. Sit your hips back down to your heels and get your chest as far down to the ground as you can. We did some work in your obliques today, so walk those hands over to your right side. Put your left hand over your right. Feel that stretch down your left side. All right, then let's walk them over to the other side. Right hand over your left hand. All right, then let's walk it back to center. Let's bring it to all fours. Let's do a couple cat-cows here. So exhale and curve your back, tuck your chin.
Do it this way.
Yeah, that's even better. And then inhale, arch your back, look up. So move at your own pace here with your own breath. You don't have to copy Bridget. So whatever feels good for you, move at that pace. Exhale up and inhale down. All right, let's do one more of each here. And then let's take that right leg out in front. So a lunge position. Sink your hips down and then bring those hands to the inside of your front leg. Try to sink down into that. Feel that stretch. You're looking bendy today.
Getting there.
That's my new goal, is to get as flexible as possible so I don't injure my back again.
Yeah, it's a lot hard. I feel like flexibility is like really hard to build.
So funny you bring that up. So cardiovascular fitness is the easiest fitness to build. It takes about 3 weeks to see an improvement in your VO2 max. Switch sides. Go ahead and switch sides.
Oh,
About 3 weeks to see a difference in your VO2 max. Muscular fitness, if you're lifting on a regular basis, maybe like 4 to 6 weeks, you'll start seeing a difference. Flexibility is the longest to see a difference with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because it's like a kind of an inflexible tissue that you're working with, right?
Yeah. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I've heard it takes up to, I think, 12 weeks to see a difference in flexibility.
Yeah, I
So
believe that.
that's a tough one. I could be wrong. If anyone knows different, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. I'm no expert on flexibility, clearly, because I am horrible and I need to learn more about it. But to my knowledge, it might not be 12 weeks necessarily, but it is the slowest to see progression with. And I know for a fact that cardiovascular fitness is 3 weeks until you see a difference.
I guess it makes sense because I'll notice like, the only time I stretch is when I'm exercising, really. So like, if I take like 3 weeks off, I feel like
Dog there. Downward.
my flexibility like goes down the.
Downward dog, Bridget. Do it. Downward dog. Speaking of flexibility.
Oh gosh, yeah. You want to see inflexibility? Here you go.
That looks better than mine.
Well, my heels aren't touching the ground. I don't think you can see that.
Mine don't touch the ground either. Paddle out those legs in that downward dog. Get a little deeper into each side. And then whenever you're ready to come out of that, you can walk those hands up towards your toes. And roll it up, and we are all done.
Yay!
Yay! How are we feeling?
Workout. Oh, thanks for the awesome workout, Stacey.
Yay! I hope you all enjoyed it and had a great workout. Leave me a comment, like this video if you did it. Remember, I'm not like some YouTube star or anything. I'm just some random average trainer who decided to make workout videos during this 19 thing. So if you're following along, if you did this workout, like it, comment, give Bridget a round of applause for being our model today. She's
Thank you for letting me be your model.
You can be my model anytime. Awesome.
I like watching you work out than me working out, though.
I think within a couple days, I'll be good to go to work out. So you guys might see Bridget tomorrow, maybe me. We'll see how I feel. So Bridget's my stand-in when I can't make it. So let me know how you guys like the workout. Remember to subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.